In this video, we're going to show you how to install the passenger side motor mount on your Kia Sorento, located on the passenger side of the engine bay. Now we have our floor jack set up here with a block of wood, and where we're placing that is right around the edge of our oil pan itself. That's the strongest point of that pan. And what we're going to do is we're going to apply some pressure here. We're not lifting that engine. We're just going to put a little bit of pressure there to support it while we undo the bolts and hardware for the motor mount. Now after we have our motor supported, we now want to go ahead and remove a series of hardware. We're going to remove the hardware holding this bracket and then the hardware holding the motor mount itself. They're all 17 millimeter. We're going to start with our center nut here first. The motor may shift at this point. You can see the motor starting to drop. I'm going to go ahead and apply a little more pressure to that jack. Raise that back up and do the same. Loosen a little more. Jack it up accordingly. Remove that bracket, set that aside. Now we have a bolt here, and a nut on the back side. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and spray everything down with some rust penetrant. Our hardware is coming out pretty easy with our air tools. Lift that up and out. Now before installing the component, I want to go ahead and clean everything. Make sure that the mounting surfaces are clean. If there's any debris in there, go ahead and clean this up. Go ahead and take your mount, lower it down into position. I'm going to start by getting the two bolts started first, and then go ahead and install that nut. Before tightening those down, go ahead and grab that upper bracket, line that up, drop that down into place. I'm going to go ahead and lower my bolt down. Now at this point here, the reason why we left everything loose is that that bolt isn't dropping down yet. So you're going to go ahead and maybe raise or lower that jack a little bit, and you might be able to get that to line up a little bit better, so you can go ahead and thread that in. Never start that bolt with a power tool. You want to make sure you catch those threads by hand first. Okay, that's started. Do the same thing with these two nuts here. And then we'll install this center stud nut here. Go ahead and snug these down. I'm going to start with the bracket on the motor first. Now what I'm going to do, now that I have these three started, I'm going to go ahead and jack up the motor just a little bit. I want to make sure that this is lined up and seated properly. And with this jacked up and the weight off of it, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that these are bottomed out. Now let's go ahead and tighten down the bolts on our mount. With everything bottomed out, I'm now going to lower the motor down. Probably see that shift a little bit. Okay, you can go ahead and remove that jack from underneath the vehicle, and we'll go ahead and tighten down the center bolt, or the center nut here. I want to torque the center nut here to 65 foot-pounds. These three right here, the bolt and the two nuts, is going to go to 55 foot-pounds. As well as these. This point here, once you're all torqued up, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.